Welcome back, everyone. Today we are sitting in a busy city. People walking everywhere, cars passing, noise all around us. And yet, our topic is very simple: how to focus on yourself.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? We are surrounded by noise, but sometimes the biggest noise is inside our own head.
That's true. Sophie, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really focused on yourself without thinking about other people?
That's a difficult question. I think many people don't even know how to answer that. We're always thinking about work, family, responsibilities, social media. We rarely stop and say, what do I need?
Exactly. And when we try to focus on ourselves, we sometimes feel guilty. Why do you think that happens?
Because from a young age, we're taught to please others. Be kind, be helpful, be available. And these are good things, but nobody teaches us how to protect our own energy.
So, focusing on yourself is not selfish?
No, it's not selfish, it's necessary. If you are empty inside, you cannot give anything real to others.
I like that. If you are empty inside, you cannot give anything real. That's powerful.
Think about this city around us. Look at all these people crossing the street. Everyone is moving fast, everyone has somewhere to go, but how many of them are actually going in the direction they truly want?
Wow, that's deep. Maybe many are just following expectations.
Yes, society has a script. Study, work, earn money, compare yourself, compete. But focusing on yourself means asking different questions.
Like what?
Like, what makes me peaceful? What makes me grow? What makes me feel alive?
Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever felt lost in other people's expectations?
Oh, yes, many times. I used to say yes to everything. Yes to extra work, yes to invitations, yes to helping everyone. And at the end of the week, I was exhausted.
So, what changed?
I started saying a simple sentence: I need time for myself.
That sounds easy, but I know it's not.
It's not. The first time you say it, your voice shakes. You feel uncomfortable. But after that, something amazing happens. You feel free.
Freedom. That's interesting. So, focusing on yourself is connected to freedom.
Absolutely. When you stop trying to control how others see you, you become lighter.
Let's talk about distractions, because focusing on yourself today is very difficult. Phones, notifications, social media, comparison.
Yes, comparison is dangerous. You open your phone and suddenly everyone looks successful, happy, rich, in love, traveling.
And then you feel behind.
Exactly. But you were comparing your real life to someone's highlight reel.
That's such an important idea. So, how do we protect ourselves from that?
Small actions. Turn off notifications. Take breaks from social media. Walk without your phone. Read a book instead of scrolling.
Like you're doing right now.
Yes, I'm holding a book and it feels different. When you read, your mind slows down. When you scroll, your mind jumps.
That's a beautiful comparison. Focusing on yourself means choosing depth over noise.
Let's talk about something else. Is focusing on yourself selfish?
It depends on intention. If you ignore everyone and hurt people, that's selfish. But if you create healthy boundaries, that's self-respect.
Can you give an example?
Of course. Imagine your friend calls you every night to complain. You listen for hours, you feel drained. Focusing on yourself means saying, I care about you, but I also need rest.
That's mature.
Yes, maturity is understanding that your energy is limited.
Energy management. I like that concept.
Think about it this way. Your attention is like money. If you spend it everywhere, you become poor inside.
That's powerful. Attention is like money.
So invest it wisely.
Let's talk about routines. How can someone start focusing on themselves in a simple way?
Start with 10 minutes, just 10 minutes a day. Sit alone, no phone. Ask yourself, how do I feel today?
That sounds simple, but many people avoid that question.
Because sometimes the answer is uncomfortable.
Like, I'm tired, I'm unhappy, I'm confused.
Yes, but ignoring those feelings doesn't make them disappear.
So awareness is the first step.
Always. Let's go deeper. Who are you when nobody's watching?
That's the real question. When nobody's judging, when nobody expects anything, who are you?
Maybe focusing on yourself is discovering that person.
Yes, and accepting that person.
Do you think fear stops people from focusing on themselves?
Definitely. Fear of being different, fear of disappointing others, fear of losing approval.
But what's worse, losing approval or losing yourself?
Losing yourself is worse, because when you lose yourself, you don't even know what makes you happy anymore.
Let's imagine someone listening right now. They feel lost, they feel overwhelmed. What would you tell them?
I would say, slow down. You don't need to fix your whole life today. Just take one small step.
Like what?
Sleep earlier, drink water, write your thoughts, take a short walk. Small steps create clarity.
That's comforting.
Growth is not loud, it's quiet. Like this moment here. We're sitting, people are moving, but inside we are calm.
I love that image. The world moves, but you remain centered.
Exactly. You can't stop the city, but you can control your focus.
Before we finish, I want to ask you one final question. What does focusing on yourself mean to you in one sentence?
It means choosing peace over pressure.
Beautiful. For me, it means choosing growth over comparison.
And to everyone listening, remember, you are allowed to prioritize your well-being.
You are allowed to rest.
You are allowed to say no.
You are allowed to grow slowly.
And if this conversation helped you reflect, even for a moment,
Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
yes, subscribe, like, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear this message.
We create these conversations to help you improve your English,
And to help you improve your life at the same time.
because language is not just grammar.
It's connection. You know, Lucas, there is something else people don't talk about when they speak about focusing on yourself.
What is that?
Loneliness.
Ah, yes. Because when you start choosing yourself, sometimes people don't understand.
Exactly. When you stop saying yes to everything, when you stop explaining yourself all the time, when you start protecting your time, some people may step back.
And that can feel scary.
Very scary, because humans are social. We want to belong. But here's the truth. Belonging should never cost you your identity.
That's strong. Belonging should not cost you your identity.
If you have to change who you are to be accepted, then maybe that group is not your place.
So focusing on yourself sometimes means walking alone.
For a while, yes, growth often feels lonely at first.
But maybe that loneliness is temporary.
It is, because when you grow, you attract people who match your new energy.
Energy. I like that word. Let's talk about energy again. How do we know when something is draining our energy?
Your body tells you. After certain conversations, you feel heavy. After certain environments, you feel tense. After certain activities, you feel empty.
So the body speaks before the mind understands.
Yes, but we ignore it. We say, it's fine, I'm overreacting, it's not a big deal.
Why do we ignore ourselves?
Because we are used to putting others first. We are used to being strong. We are used to pushing through.
But pushing through constantly can lead to burnout.
Absolutely. Burnout is what happens when you ignore your inner voice for too long.
Let's imagine someone working in a big city like the one behind us. Long hours, stress, deadlines, pressure.
Yes, they wake up tired, they drink coffee just to survive the day, they check emails before even leaving bed.
That sounds familiar for many people.
And they tell themselves, I will rest later, but later never comes.
So focusing on yourself means creating rest before collapse.
Exactly. Don't wait until your body forces you to stop.
That's powerful advice.
Let me ask you something, Lucas. What distracts you the most from focusing on yourself?
Honestly, the need to achieve, the pressure to always be productive.
Productivity culture.
Yes, the idea that if you're not working, you're wasting time.
But rest is not waste.
No, it's investment.
When you rest, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you make better decisions. And better decisions create a better life.
That's a cycle we don't talk about enough.
And focusing on yourself also means understanding your limits.
Limits. That's interesting. Many people think limits are weakness.
But limits are wisdom. If you know your limits, you protect your peace.
So how can someone discover their limits?
By paying attention to their feelings, if something consistently makes you anxious, it might be crossing your limit.
What about relationships?
Relationships are a big area. Sometimes we focus so much on keeping others happy that we forget to ask ourselves if we are happy.
So focusing on yourself in relationships means asking, is this healthy for me?
Yes, and being honest with the answer.
That requires courage.
Growth always requires courage.
Let's talk about fear again. What is the biggest fear people have when they start focusing on themselves?
The fear of being judged.
Judged for what?
For changing, for becoming different, for saying no, for wanting more, for wanting less.
Wanting less.
Yes, some people don't want a big life. They don't want luxury or status. They want simplicity. But society pushes more, more, more.
More money, more success, more followers.
Exactly. But what if peace is enough?
That's a beautiful question. What if peace is enough?
Focusing on yourself means defining your own version of success.
Not borrowing someone else's definition.
Yes, maybe success for you is having time to read, or cooking at home, or spending time with family, or building a small project quietly.
That reminds me of something. Many people compare their chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20.
That's one of the biggest traps.
Comparison steals joy.
And it steals focus, because instead of improving your path, you stare at someone else's path.
So practically speaking, how can someone stop comparing?
First, reduce exposure. If social media triggers comparison, limit it. Second, practice gratitude. Focus on what you already have.
Gratitude is powerful.
Every night, write 3 things you are grateful for. It trains your brain to see abundance instead of lack.
That's simple but effective.
Simple habits change lives.
Let's shift to something deeper, identity. Who are you beyond your job, beyond your roles?
That's a beautiful question. Many people define themselves by what they do. I am a manager, I am a student, I am a parent.
But who are you when those titles disappear?
Maybe focusing on yourself means discovering your true identity.
Yes, what do you value? What do you believe? What excites you?
I think many people never ask themselves these questions.
Because life moves fast and silence can be uncomfortable.
Silence can feel scary.
But silence is where clarity lives.
That's poetic.
Try this. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. No music, no phone, just breathe.
Many people will say that's boring. It's not boring. It's revealing.
Revealing what?
Your thoughts, your worries, your dreams, your fears.
So focusing on yourself is not always comfortable.
No, sometimes it's confronting.
But growth requires confrontation.
Yes, you can't grow if you avoid yourself.
Let's imagine someone who always seeks validation from others.
That's common.
They post something online and wait for likes. They do something and wait for praise.
External validation feels good, but it's unstable.
Why unstable?
Because it depends on others. If people clap, you feel good. If they don't, you feel bad.
So your mood depends on the crowd.
Exactly. Focusing on yourself means building internal validation.
Meaning?
Meaning being proud of yourself even if nobody sees your effort.
That's strong.
For example, you wake up early and exercise. Nobody knows, but you know, and that's enough.
That creates confidence.
Real confidence is quiet.
Quiet confidence. I like that word.
Real confidence doesn't need attention. It just exists.
Let's talk about long-term focus. How can someone stay consistent?
Consistency is built through small commitments. Don't promise huge changes. Promise tiny actions.
Like reading 1 page a day.
Exactly. Or walking 10 minutes, or drinking more water. When you keep small promises to yourself, trust grows.
Trust in yourself.
Yes, self-trust is essential.
What happens when someone breaks promises to themselves?
They lose confidence. They start thinking, I can't rely on myself.
So focusing on yourself also means rebuilding self-trust.
One small promise at a time.
I want to ask you something honest. Do you ever lose focus?
Of course, everyone does.
What do you do when that happens?
I don't punish myself. I reset. I say, okay, today was messy, tomorrow is new.
That's compassionate.
You need to be kind to yourself. Discipline without kindness becomes cruelty.
That's powerful.
And remember, growth is not linear. Some days you feel strong, some days you feel tired.
But both days are part of the journey.
Yes,
Before we close this extended conversation, let's give our listeners a simple exercise.
good idea. Right now, wherever you are, take a deep breath.
Inhale slowly
Hold it.
and release.
Ask yourself silently, what do I truly need right now?
Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need courage. Maybe you need clarity.
Whatever the answer is, respect it.
Because focusing on yourself is not about changing everything overnight
It's about listening.
and responding with care.
If this extended conversation made you think,
If it helped you reflect even a little,
then support this channel.
subscribe to continue improving your English through real conversations about life,
Like this video so more people can find it.
and share it with someone who feels overwhelmed,
We're building a community where language meets growth,
where English is not just grammar.
but transformation.
Thank you for staying with us.
And remember,
Focus on yourself.
your future self will thank you.